because they want to.
We did have a group of guests see a full apparition here on the last time that we were here, just on. They were screaming. We were in the base room. They came running in, absolutely screaming about what they'd seen. But yeah, the whole group of them saw
an apparition.
What appeared to be a man standing on the stairs.
So where are we at, Jace? Tonight?
Tonight?
Yep.
We are at...
Go on.
Do I have to take a guess at it?
Yeah, but... St. John's Mansion.
We're at a place near Warwick called St. John's Mansion.
Apparently this is actually built on an old medieval hospital back in the 12th century or something.
I do like how you actually say medieval. Because most people say medieval.
Medieval.
And you can't say Ouija board, because you say a Ouija board. No. But you can say medieval, right? Yeah. That's why I laughed, because you said that right.
Yeah.
And then you can't even say Ouija board.
A Ouija board?
I know, but it's Ouija board, straight up. But that's what
I think it's like, you know, when I'm about to talk, it's like, right, then we're going to use a Ouija board. So Griff has managed to find the switch to turn all the lights off. I can hear some kind of extractor fan somewhere in this room. Back in the day when this place used to be a house, a lady was standing near the fire with her dress and she got caught. The dress got caught in the fire. She went up in flames and that's all she wrote. You know, that was her, goodbye. Hello. So we're in the dark now. We've turned all the lights off. The public aren't here. It's just me and Griff. We're all alone. And we're in this massive building in the dark, minus that light that Griff's just testing out. And we're actually in the school section right now. So we're just going to crack on with it, basically, see if any spirit, entity, whatever wants to get in touch with us. But it's a cool looking place. I mean, this is like a little museum, like a load of artifacts. Yeah. And we've got some desks and stuff through here, but none of it is original.
It's like a little classroom, isn't it?
Yeah.
The only reason I was checking this is because there's a little click that you can hear as we're walking around.
Yeah.
And it's just the sensor.
Oh yeah.
That's all. You'll hear it.
Yeah, you can hear the click. Yeah, it's the
if anybody is
the alarm.
Just here we have the old across the palm.
Is that a cane?
Yeah. My dad said, and some people at home might have said as well, that they used to make you turn your hands flat ways, and then if you was naughty, they'd get the cane and just go off your fucking hand real hard.
It's bad, ain't it?
But yeah, this is I don't know if it's a mimic cane, but I reckon I could steal some damage with it.
It's a good thing these
practices are gone.
When we went to school, isn't it, Jace?
We would have been beat, but I say we would have been beat. I was.
Yeah, but not by the teacher.
But not by the teacher, no. If there's any spirits of any children that used to come here when the school was open, could you make your way towards us and could you show us that you're here? If you was one of those children that was hit with the cane or shouted at, or you had your fingers slammed into a piano key of some sort, like my dad, if that was any of you, could you come forward and make yourselves known to us? Because of the background noise, you're probably going to have to give us a bit of a louder noise, or even a voice if you can. Because the clicking's coming from these.
That was a massive loud bang down the hall.
What's that? I didn't hear it personally.
Honestly, Jay, so let's have a look what that is. That was huge.
Because the clicking's coming from
Now, I don't know if the camera would have picked that up. I don't think it would have.
Well, how loud was it, would you say?
It was like a boom.
Really?
Yeah. Hello?
Now, they said that some guests at a Haunted Happenings event saw an apparition on the stairs and actually ran away because they were that scared, they was that fearful for their lives that they ran away from whatever was on the stairs.
I think the camera would have picked up a bit of that noise.
Yeah. But if you had to put a noise to the noise, like if you had to put an understanding to the noise,
I suppose, nah, it was kind of like someone dropping something onto the floor.
As the night sky drew grey, across the mountains we fought, and only 2 survived. In the ship, we sank.
The lady that died by the fire. Are you with us tonight? Have you ever experienced anything here? And be truthful if you haven't.
Yeah, I have. I mean, I've worked in historic buildings all my life, like Warwick Castle, Kenilworth Castle, like weird places, and I've had experiences. But here, not so much. But then I was locking up one night and I was in one of the sort of staff rooms behind scenes, and there's like massive cracking and thump noise, and I was like, that's really strange. And I just thought, okay, it was 3 a.m. in the morning, you know, put it down to the building. And I sense things. I'm not a medium, but sometimes I felt like it's like a buzzing energy. But nothing drastic here. My colleague, Natalie, who's not here tonight, she's worked here like 20 years or something, hasn't she? And she's quite tuned in and she's had quite a few experiences.
Yeah.
Really.
How long have you worked here for?
2.5 years, roughly. But literally all we do is come in, open. We're not like, I'm not here during the day.
Yeah.
You're here during the
I'm
day
here
though, so
during
you
the
might,
day,
yeah.
but I've not ever.
You've never experienced
I mean,
anything?
I can very easily freak myself out from nothing,
Yeah.
but no, it's never.
hello.
Go on.
That's a fucking ghost hunter's dream, ain't it?
Did you hear that noise? Sounded like a door slamming.
So we're going to go into this room. This room is obviously very haunted. Just in case we hear something like walking up the stairs, possibly. I'll put the man in the doorway as well.
Oh, here we go.
Hello?
Have you got a K2 meter? Check the area.
No, there's nothing here.
No K2 meter stuff at all?
No.
You sure?
Well, yeah.
So what was this room?
No idea. Could have just been a bedroom, possibly.
Okay.
So the REM pod just went off. Don't know if he was a spirit or if he was just settling or what. If that was you who set off the REM pod, then could you do it again? That's this device. The closer you get to it, that's what happens. Just an indication to me and Griff that you're trying to communicate with us. If you could you please set that off? Oh!
Come on, a little bit more for us, please. Did you hear that noise?
I think it was just me moving.
Go back and do that again, because it sounded like
There. Hello?
if there's someone in the hallway who's touching the REM pod because you're curious of what it is, could you please hold on to the antenna so it goes off more? Is that double thing again?
It is.
Do you think it's broke?
I don't know. You know when he went off a second ago, he was solid, weren't he?
Yeah, it was a bit different. Bring it into the room.
Hold on. I'm just clicking the battery back in fully.
I think on multiple occasions we've had this with the REM pod where it's been going off, clicking, and I don't know if it's an internal fault in it, but
It's not the battery because the battery's
the
fine.
battery's brand new. I'm trying to figure it out.
Because this is happening a lot now
Yeah,
recently, and it's not like it's going off. It's just beeping.
Yeah.
So maybe we need a new REM pod.
I think we're going to about time to invest in one. Because this is what he did before. But that's
more.
that is more, and that is more, and... Can you hold on to it for me, please? Is there a way that you're able to grab the antenna? Because I can see lights when we don't usually see lights, and that went to blue then. Take it out of there and put it on the table here. I want to see it. I want to look at it.
I'm going to put the K2 meter next to it as well.
If there is a spirit that was playing with the REM pod that we just had in the hallway, is there any way that you could come into this room and on the table lies the device that you was playing with? Do you want me to put mine there?
No, it's fine.
Because it seems to have stopped doing it now.
Can we get out? Yeah.
See, it's stopped now. We talk about, like, is it broke?
But if he was broke, wouldn't he be going off all the
He'd be
time?
going off now, wouldn't he? That's my point. It's just, it's like, what is he? What are we dealing with? Right.
What?
It's got to be something out there then, mate.
But I've done a K2 sweep. I don't think I could do it. The pressure would be immense.
It would, wouldn't it?
Yeah. Oh!
Mate! We're just having a laugh.
No, that was a full-on hold.
That was a proper one, that was.
So one last story connected with the Starleton sisters, the other sister of Jane, Anne. Again, it is believed that somebody broke in during the night. That's doing. Broke in during the evening and absolutely terrified her. But the caretaker, one of the servants at the time, was here and scared them away. And a few days later, she died. Some believe it was from fright. Some believe that she had a bad heart. And there is speculation that she did know who it was, but she didn't want to say for fear of the person being hung or caught or something like that. So the two sisters, Jane and Anne, did unfortunately come to tragic ends in very, very different ways. I don't think it happened in this room, but I always tell this story in this room, so that just puts a bit of context into that.
Oh! And again?
You got it, are you?
Yeah. So what's just happened, the REM pod has now gone off. When we was asking, we don't want the beeps, we want it to fully go off. It went off in the doorway, and then about a minute or two later, then all the guests come up because they're just doing a bit of a history tour. And as you would have just seen a second ago, when the lady was talking about one of the sisters who have died, the REM pod went off again on the table, which was pretty interesting. And all the guests were like, well, it kind of caught us all off guard.
Well, even the lady who was representing, she said that, whoa, what's that?
So, I mean, if that is a spirit setting it off, thank you very much. Could you do it again, please? Well, actually, it did just happen again, didn't he, on the table? Yeah. It's actually happened now 3 times.
What was that?
I think it's just a car.
No, it was a jingling. wasn't a car noise, it was a ding.
Nothing on me.
Have you got your phone off?
Yeah, phone's
My
everything's
phone's off.
Oh!
Alright.
See, that's not even a...
Oh! I'm a fan of that. I'm up. Oh, you got me up. So, if that is a person that we're communicating with, could you give me 2 long holds on the antenna to say that you can understand us? Yeah, there's a clicking.
Yeah, there is.
There wasn't a clicking before.
And there's a knocking as well.
That's what I mean. If you understand what me and Stephen are saying and talking about, could you hold the antenna down for us, please? I find that very weird, though.
Well, that knocking and little tapping stopped as well.
Well, yeah, because it was there, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Over in that corner. And then that seems to have stopped.
Now, when we was walking around here earlier, Kerry from Haunted Happenings actually said this is one of the most active spots in the building. She said there's a lot of times you can just sit here in the dark, in silence, and you will get things happening.
So she's proved us right with that one.
Well, it's interesting. I mean, let's not remember, it's not the be all and end all, is it, the REM pod?
No, we know.
But it is interesting that it has
But on top of the REM pod, we had the knocking.
the knocking and the little tapping.
All right, well, let's test it out. Let's sit here.
I'll sit back on the chair again.
Let's just let it have its free roam. Let's just pretend that we're not here. We'll just have the cameras rolling and we'll pretend we're not here. That's just outside. Yeah.
Earlier when I said I heard like a noise, that's what it sounded like. That big loud bang.
What, to that door?
Yeah.
That's the cellar door.
But no one was in the cellar.
We don't know that for sure.
That's the same kind of tone and type of sound it was. So that could have possibly been debunked. So guys, since that investigation was filmed 2 weeks ago, I've been doing some experiments with the REM pod to see if that beeping, that bleeping that keeps happening on the last 2 investigations, to see if it actually happens at my house. So for the last 2 days, so it's been around 24 hours, I've been having the REM pod on since 9 AM in the morning, and we turn it off around 10, 11 PM for the last 2 days while I've been editing this video and while I've been watching the telly and everything like that, and it hasn't gone off. It hasn't beeped at all. And here it is right now, and I've put it right next to my TV as well, just to see if any kind of interference from the TV or anything will set it off, and nothing. It hasn't been set off one single bit. We have recently brought a new REM pod, which is this new Mel REM, and that hasn't gone off either. So thankfully there's no ghosts or anything in my house. Well, not downstairs anyway. But the most important thing is the REM pod hasn't gone off at all. Not once. And it's actually the same battery that we used at this investigation at St. John's. I haven't charged it up or anything at all. It's still the same battery from that investigation. So I don't know what to really say. It could still be a technical fault, we can't rule it out. But I've just been doing tests just to see if it is just the REM pod kind of messing up. But in the last 24 hours, it hasn't gone off once. Not a beep. And if people say, oh, it's the battery running dead, like I say, it's still, it works perfectly fine. Look at this. See, it's still on. And that one's still on. And nothing. Absolutely nothing. So, God knows what's going on, but I thought I wanted to do, I thought I'd let you guys know, what I've been doing just to see if we can debunk it. And unfortunately, It's not messing up.
But the height on that is ridiculous, isn't it? You can't even get your shoulders under it. It's that bad.
Very noises. So here we are down in the basement. The public have all left now, so me and Griff have come into this section. We weren't getting really anything in the main building for like the last hour, I think. After the REM pods obviously had gone off, nothing had happened. We did film, we did record, but unfortunately nothing happened. We're down here now in the basement. We've set up a REM pod. As Griff mentioned earlier, this table apparently lifted on its own and slammed to the floor. I'd love to witness that. It'd still take a bit of effort though to go on its own.
It would still take a bit of an effort to go up on its own.
We were just sat all around it like this, and all the equipment was on it, and it just started like going like that, and then this whole like thing just lifted.
Yeah.
Up. Yeah.
Just sit there and look.
Yeah, this is bad in here, isn't it, Jace? Got a broken neck. I mean, Sal's alright.
There's plenty of chairs to.
It's the first time you've ever touched a seat, isn't it?
Quite. I could take this, that'd be alright.
Could you raise this table?
There's that knock again. The very same knock that we heard earlier.
Yep. You come from over here.
Exactly the same.
There's a lot of stuff in here, so
We need something a bit more concrete, something a bit more heavier.
because the heating is on in the main building, isn't it?
Yeah.
And this is where some of the pipes are,
Yeah.
so we can put them noises down to that.
There's a REM pod just sitting in the hallway, just across from me. And if you go towards it, the lights will flash. Someone upstairs was setting it off earlier. So, could you do that for me now? Or if that spirit that was doing it earlier is here with us, could you do it again? Can you copy this knock for me, please? Could you copy that?
I'd love it.
Mate, it's just there in all your ears. Just stop.
It'd be so good.
I believe that room in the attic,
I think that's the place.
which is the place to be. Down here for me, just. Whoa! That's the people walking.
Yeah. Listen to that.
Now, that's what I want to hear. If no one.
You all go outside and they're all out there.
Daniel, are you with us now? Have you come to this room, to the schoolroom, Daniel? Have you come to the schoolroom now, Daniel? Are you back with us? Thank you, Daniel. We love that name. Our son's Daniel. Oh, don't go, Daniel. Don't go. Stay with us, please.
That's what it was doing before.
We love Daniel.
Same pattern, isn't it?
Yeah.
Stay with us, Daniel. Talk to us for a bit. We love Daniel. It's a great name. Come on, keep pushing it. Come on, Daniel. It's a great name. Come on, Daniel, keep going. Come back to
Use
us.
our energy, Daniel.
Come back to us.
So I think that's it, guys, from St John's Mansion in Warwick. It's been pretty it's been pretty good. You know, we was here again with Haunted Happenings, so massive thank you to all the Haunted Happenings team for showing us round and then letting us investigate with them as always. We got some interesting stuff in this main room, which is at the top in the loft, so that was pretty interesting with the REM pod. Other than that, I don't think we got too much, but it's how it goes.
It was still good though.
Yeah.
Still enjoyed it. I think the place in itself has got like some vibe. I'd like to come back here again. Definitely. Yeah, definitely. This top room had a bit more energy than the rest. But there should be a lot of energy because there's guests obviously roaming around and stuff. But yeah, man, it has been fun, to be honest. I've enjoyed it. So
if you enjoyed the video, you know what to do. Leave a like, comment. If you're new to the channel, hit subscribe. Check the links for whatever you want to check the links out. Obviously, go and check out Haunted Happenings and book an event through them. And there's a chance you'll meet me and Griff on one of them. And I think that's about it. So as always, guys, take it easy. Have a good night, and we'll see you next week.
peace.